Oh my god, you guys. It is 3 degrees outside. It is freezing cold here right now. Well, it's 4 degrees apparently now. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. What is my life? So, I know Sarah has our scheduled videos to high heaven because she's Sarah. But I've been wanting to make a video like this for a while. But I just haven't. And the reason for that is that I honestly haven't wanted to think about our Disney trip because it wasn't good. Sorry. I ate popcorn earlier and I have a kernel stuck behind my tooth. Very weird. Anyway. Haha. I got it. Sorry guys. I had to get rid of that kernel. It was driving me insane. Anyway. So I haven't been really wanting to think about our Disney trip because it wasn't what I expected it to be. It wasn't the perfect magical Disney vacation that you always hear about. It was pretty bad, in my opinion. It was pretty bad. So, I'm going to go over my top 5 tips and / things I would do differently if we ever go back to Disney. Which at this point I don't see myself doing. So, number 5. Don't have super high hopes. That's what I did. I am a person who naturally has very high hopes for things. Like, I get my hopes up very high, very easily, and I wish I didn't because a lot of times it leads to disappointment. And even though I know that, I always get my hopes up anyway. And you always hear about those Disney trips that are just perfection and they're happy, and even if they're not, you always hear of Disney doing things to make sure that your vacation is good. You know, if there is a mess up, they do something to make it better. Well, when we first got there, we didn't have a room. They didn't give us a room. Well, they didn't have us booked for a room. We booked a room, we paid for a room. It said we had a room, we got there, we did not have a room. We went with 2 other people. We were supposed to be in the same building. We were supposed to be in either connecting rooms or close to each other rooms. At Pop, we were not. They were in the 60s building, we were in the 50s building. And it was not good. And the only thing they did was they gave us an extra fast pass, and we didn't even use the ones that they give you regularly, so that was nothing. So don't have super high hopes because, you know, there's no telling what can happen. Number 4, I would look into things deeper. Honestly, this one particularly comes from a few things, to be perfectly honest. My number 1 being the Enchanted Tales of Belle. Now, I was under the impression that if you wanted to, you could get a picture with Belle at the end, and, you know, they give you that opportunity. They don't. I'm sure if you asked, they might, but they didn't just, you know, say anybody who wants a picture can come up and get a picture. It was the little kids that could go up and get a picture if they wanted. Which sucks, because that's the only reason I wanted to go to it, was because I love Belle and I wanted to meet Belle, and it did not. It was the cap off of a bad week for me. Also look into the buses and all of that stuff. I mean, I'll get more into that in I believe the next topic, which is to have a backup plan. Now, one day in particular, we were supposed to go to, I think we were spending the day, we were supposed to be spending the day in Epcot, I believe, and then having dinner in Hollywood Studios, because we were going to have dinner at the Primetime Cafe. Yeah, the 50s Primetime Cafe. But we actually ended up not going to Epcot because by the time this day came around, we were just so tired, so over it all, that we just canceled Epcot. We went to Disney Springs and did a little bit of shopping. And we got in line to go to the bus a good 30-45 minutes before our dinner reservation. And the bus never came. It took like an hour for the bus to get there, and we missed our dinner reservation. So we didn't have a backup plan for that day. That actually kind of was our backup plan. So what we did was we just ended up going back to the hotel and swimming in the pool, which honestly I think is a better idea anyway. But just have a backup plan. Like, if you're planning something like that, be prepared and make sure you're leaving time in between and you know how long it takes for the buses, because it was not good. It was not good at all. Number two and number one are my most important tips / things I would do differently. Number two is to leave rest days in between. Like, if you have the ability to go for 4 or 5 days, do it, and leave 1 or 2 days free to do nothing. And I mean nothing. Like, even just going to Disney Springs is exhausting because it's a lot of walking, and it's pretty fast paced too. There's a lot of people. It's hot. It is so hot in Disney Springs. So, even just going to Disney Springs for a few hours is really exhausting. So I would definitely leave rest days in between to just sit at the hotel and swim and sleep and do nothing. Because if you don't, you are just going to be absolutely dead by the end of everything. And believe me, we were. Literally, I got sick. I never get sick. And number one, my most important tip / thing I would do differently if we ever went back: do the park you're most looking forward to first. I don't know why, but the way that we decided to do it was we went to our park we weren't looking forward to the most first, and then we were going to work our way up to our most looked forward to park. So we went Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, and then we were going to do Epcot. Sarah and I were both really looking forward to Epcot, and we never did it. Never did Epcot. And if I regret one thing about this trip, it is not doing Epcot, because I was so excited to see all the countries, and we were going to go to the Food and Wine Festival, and we didn't. We didn't go to Epcot at all. Well, that's a lie. We did go for dinner at the Garden Grill, but that was it. Which, by the way, Garden Grill, do recommend that. That is a really good restaurant. But yeah, if we ever went back, I would definitely do Epcot first. Possibly Magic Kingdom after that. I would leave a rest day in between there. And then I would do Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios, okay, honestly, Hollywood Studios gave us the most grief, I feel, because we didn't get to it easily. Hollywood Studios was our first day, and we had no idea where we were going, and when we asked for directions, we, for some reason or somehow, didn't follow them properly, or they weren't communicated properly, because we ended up walking from Magic Kingdom to the Contemporary and getting on a bus there, which I don't think we were supposed to do. I think we were supposed to get on the boat, which we did. We got off at wherever we were going, and we were supposed to get on a bus there, and we didn't. We walked to the Contemporary, and then we got on a bus, which, not fun. But anyway, I'm not gonna go into it anymore because honestly, it's depressing. I will say that I think we're trying to plan some kind of Disney, or not Disney, but Florida trip again, because honestly, out of everything we did, I think we all most enjoyed Universal, which I don't think any of us were really expecting, but Universal's a really nice park. It's not nearly as, well, it is crazy. It is crazy and fast-paced and busy, but not nearly as so as Disney. And we had only spent one day there, and I think we would probably reverse everything and spend the week at Universal and a day at Disney. So, yeah, those are my tips. That's what I would do differently if I ever went back for a week at Disney, but honestly, I don't see it happening. And yeah, that's that. I'm signing off. Yeah. Bye, guys.